Ladies and gentlemen, we are going live today again. I want us to talk about this story. The story which is making headlines. Uhuru Kenyatta storming State House. Storming Jubilee Party headquarters. That is what I want us to discuss today. So I want to ask anybody and everyone to make themselves available. Tonight, we are going to talk about the two subjects: Uhuru Kenyatta storming Jubilee Party headquarters. As usual, the lines will be open for all of us to call. I can see we are already 4. Anthony Fikiri, karibu sana. I'm waiting for the quorum. Yeah, I can see we are already 71. Eric Obiro, karibu. Gordon Ochieng, karibu. Oh, good. So I can see we are already almost there. Rosa Kinyi, karibu sana. Thank you, guys. I think we are now good to go. Dede, karibu. I think we are now good to go. Our topic for today is the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta storming State House. And you know how we normally do it. I'll open the lines and you guys will be calling. And I want us to try to make it 1 hour strictly. Let me just charge my laptop. Thank you, guys. I can see guys are coming fast and furious. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. We are right now at 79. Let's see if we can hit 100 before we begin. Meanwhile, as usual, let me just see the people who are here. Rose Nolari, karibu. Karibuni sana. Wilson from Oyugis, karibu. Nonstop Media. Oh, you are back again, comrade. Thank you so much. We are at 100. Now, let me show the numbers which will be calling. And we can begin. I'm now ready to pick the first call so that the rest will come. We are already at 100 people. Thank you, guys. And let's continue talking in the comment section there. I can see Palisian, karibu sana. Nicholas Odongo. Martin, what has changed in my voice? I think I have a bit of flu, but I'll not be able to ambukiza you guys. Good. So who is making the first call? You can call the numbers on the screen. Then we go. Yes, I can see we are already at number 122, which is not bad. So who is making the first call using the number? Purely WhatsApp. I know some of you might be trying to call direct. Direct will not get through. Direct numbers will not get through. I'm just putting it has to be purely WhatsApp, sorry. The calls will be purely via WhatsApp, because if we mix it and it's the same number, we will not be able to manage. Yeah, so I'm waiting for the first caller. Someone has called, but through the direct numbers which I've cancelled. Okay, the first caller is there.
Yes, Makwi.
Yes, how are you? Good evening.
I'm very fine. I'm Dr. Mahamida from Bungoma.
Yes, how is Bungoma, Daktari?
Bungoma is good.
Yes, what's your opinion about the raid? I mean, the purported, the hostile coup at Jubilee Party headquarters and Uhuru Kenyatta's move to go there. What's your thought on that? Yes.
Of Jubilee Party. The other day,
Yes.
So I think
Mm-hmm. Yes.
to reclaim other things,
Yes.
which is not good though.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Yes.
He used a small money. DJ, some of the pieces to go.
He can target even wale wenye wako the other side. So for me, I also agree.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, I'm waiting for the next caller. I've seen phones have started coming here like, hello. Yes, how are you? You need to reduce the volume on your side. Yeah, people are complaining about the sound. Okay, sorry. People are complaining about the sound. I can hear it. Yes, it's
Yes.
yes.
I'm calling all the way from Dubai.
Yes,
John.
John, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yes.
Thank you for your comments and always keeping us updated and also giving us inside ideas of what is happening on the politics and many things.
Yes.
So what I can talk about to Uhuru Kenyatta is that one, Uhuru is coming when it's too late.
Yes.
When things are getting out of the hands.
They're already out of hand already.
He should have stepped in. But I know why he was taking his time.
Yes.
You know, Uhuru is not just an ordinary person. He's not just a Kenyan person.
Yes.
He's an international figure and he's a man who preaches peace.
Yes.
And many people wanted to see that peace. He cannot go out there and start behaving like any other leader. So he's an international figure. He's an African statesman. So he has to take his own time and watch things the way they are going.
Yes.
So we can't blame him and we can't, judge him. But as of now, things are too late for him to come to take control. But I think they will come out strong. Yes.
I agree. It's coming in too late.
Yes.
Okay.
Which might not be efficient for him to take control. Yes. Or to control the way the party should go. Because he might seem like a weak leader who comes late when things have already taken a different direction.
Yes.
Yes. So a leader is the one who goes in front of the battle. A leader is the one who speaks and lead by example. A leader is the one who stands strong. But one thing I came to know with Uhuru Kenyatta is one person who cannot manage parties.
Yes.
From the beginning, when we saw from the time he was in these what we call TRA and all that, and then he came to URP, we have seen weakness. But because he has strong people who cover him, now that he is alone,
yes,
as our own leader, that's why we can see the other side of him. So we can't judge him per se, but he must come out very strong.
I agree.
To defend his party.
I agree.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Name and where you are calling from, please.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Hello. I think you have a problem on your side. Hello. Who is calling next? The lines are free. But we are discussing about Uhuru's going to Jubilee Party headquarters. Some people believe that Uhuru ought not to have done that because he's a former head of state and therefore he should resign from the party. And you saw the reaction from the rebels. Hello. Yes, how are you?
Done that because he's a former head of state and therefore he should resign.
You need to you need to. Okay, guys, before calling, if you have a background sound, just reduce it first. We finish, then you go back. Sorry for that. We've lost him. Hello. Who is calling? Who is calling again? So, Sammy. Hey, Mburu, Simon, how are you?
I'm good.
Yes, tell me something.
I'm calling from Florida.
Yes, how is Florida?
It's okay.
Okay. What's your opinion on two things? The issue of Uhuru Kenyatta storming Jubilee Party headquarters to save Kioni, and the kind of cult we are witnessing in the country, the massacre in Kilifi. What's your thought on that?
My opinion, first on Uhuru.
Yes.
Uhuru now is doing nothing because the time he was in power is the time he could have helped Raila to ascend to power.
Yes.
Right now, what he's doing is side shows for me.
Okay.
And I think he should keep off and resign as a Jubilee chairman or whatever Jubilee leader.
Yes.
And then let it do its part.
Yeah.
Then this pastor, what do we call him? Pastor Ezekiel, for me, I think he is innocent.
Yes.
But for Mackenzie, what he has done is unacceptable.
Yes.
And I think justice should be allowed to continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
that is my take.
On the issue, on the matter of Ezekiel, they are saying that people died in his church and they were buried in Mackenzie's land. And that's where the problem is. Because, you know, when someone dies, it needs to be reported. Things like those, you know, get the permit to bury.
But you see, they were members of his church, but he is not the one who killed them. Like now we are now like we are your followers. If you die, you doesn't have any control in our lives.
Yeah.
People cannot say that you are radicalizing us, and we are willingly following you.
Okay.
So I think for Ezekiel, for Mackenzie, that one is another case. That one he looks as if he is not innocent.
Okay.
But for the other one, for Ezekiel, for me, I think the government is trying to scapegoat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome.
That is my take.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you, Mr. Lee?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm fine. We appreciate you for the good work.
Welcome.
Yeah, give the offender.
Yes.
Yeah, for this guy, let's say former president.
Yes.
I think he lost it last election.
Yeah.
As we see in the mountain right now, maybe he has no. Of course, he has followers, but not that much like
Yeah.
No, posting somewhere. At the moment, what he is trying to say, to try to do, I think if you even see those people behind him, I don't think they had powers like the former members which he had previous days. But let's hope maybe he can do, maybe can had some effect to Raila Odinga. But he had to do it those days, previous election, he could have assisted Raila Odinga to be a president. But trying to come in at the moment, if the mountain cannot support him at the moment, I don't think even if he won't do that party as a Jubilee, it cannot assist him. If the mountain cannot be back on him.
I agree.
So even people have done it before, strategies. He knows that I have the party. Let me hold my party. Like you see, Raila Odinga is holding his own young party.
Yes.
He has never gone out of the PL.
Yeah.
But Uhuru Kenyatta, you see, he had a party, but he just left it. You see how he forgot it.
In fact, he started with Kanu. He started with Kanu.
After the party with the Kioni.
Yeah.
Kioni was a secretary, you see. Even if, you see, then you saw how maybe Kanu, then Ruto came in, they destroyed.
Okay.
Kanu, they made the TNA.
Now
in leaving party for this party is just coming in.
I agree.
When this kind of let's talk about let's leave it there. We see how it will go.
Okay, thank you so much.
Then this part of Pastor Mackenzie and this guy, the latest guy, is Ezekiel. That case, I think it's a criminal case. Even Pastor Ezekiel, for me, those people who do this services on the media, I think all those are scam churches. But people, I don't know how people get mad when they get the stuff and they start engaging with that kind of churches. You see how many people have been killed there.
Yeah.
Then some people will be behind Ezekiel. Ezekiel will not know in previous days. We are just seeing recent.
Okay. Thank you.
Hapo unajua tunazoongea Kiswahili, unajua Kizungu pia ni ngumu brother.
Time yako imepita. Maybe you call it. Thank you so much. Who is making the next call? I missed several phone calls. Okay, this one has come through. Hello.
Hello, my name is Kamau from Nairobi.
How is Nairobi, Kamau?
It's well.
Okay, go ahead.
Now about Jubilee, there's an analysis you did a few days ago, and you brought in that there's a secondary fight happening between Rigathi and Ruto.
Yes.
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 Now Ruto wants to collapse Jubilee. Hiyo story ishe kabisa.
Yes.
Yeah. Rigathi, for me, he wants it to stay alive. Insurance. Yeah. To figure 27 hivi, he needs to have insurance. Yeah. Now, if you remember very early on, when this group went to State House the first time, this Kina Aidan Kainan, you remember one of the things they said during the press conference is that they want to be recognized as the second largest party.
Yes.
Within Kenya Kwisha.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, his story, that's exactly what Ruto doesn't want to hear. Yeah.
You have a point.
You can't have a situation that Jubilee has gone there. They want parliamentary reallocations. You know those things, all those theatrics. Those are Rigathi schemes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, for me, essentially, what Uhuru did, essentially, I think he was pushed to the limit. He would have preferred to stay behind the scenes, kabisa. Yeah. So I think they're even shocked. Even Kina Sabina were even shocked that he even appeared there. Wakatokelezea too immediately.
Yes.
They had that story. Yeah. Then on this thing, Uhuru has never been a classic politician of like managing parties. He always struggles with those things, like the other callers have said. Yeah. Yeah, but for me, I think there's a battle between Rigathi and Ruto that is playing on this Jubilee, and people are not seeing it. Yeah. Now, quickly, just one last point on this this cult issue. For me, I think it's very strange, and I think Pastor Ezekiel is essentially a scapegoat right now. You can't tell me within 8 hours the DCI has just discovered that 100 murders. You have to answer. You know, that's a joke.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah, like it's not hiyo kitu itaishia hapo, because you must have so much evidence to prove that na hawana, you know. So it's just something to start to hold the pressure kidogo. But anyway, that's all I had to say.
Thank you so much for calling.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Hello. Yes, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Where are you calling from? And then go ahead.
My name is James, and I'm calling from Nairobi.
Welcome.
Asante. On the Uhuru issue, Uhuru is currently fighting dissidents from within his party. And in politics, the only way to win and the easiest way to win in politics is to first of all disarm your enemy before they attack you.
Yes.
But now Uhuru has delayed and he has been attacked. And if he wants to proceed going forward, he still has to disarm his enemy, who is William Ruto and Kenya Kwanza. And the way to disarm them is to purge his party of these dissidents.
Yes.
These nominated MPs, this one who was nominated to Iala, and this one who was nominated to Parliament. Yeah, he has to purge his party of them. Maybe he can initiate a process where Kioni will see to the purging of these people from his party, in that once they're purged and once their nominations are withdrawn, they lack a mechanism, they lack the power to fight Uhuru Kenyatta.
But they have the support of the president.
Yeah, they have the support of the president, but the president does not control Jubilee party.
You know, they can use state machinery to achieve what they want.
They can attempt to, they can try to use state machinery, but when it comes to party affairs, the party is kind of, the party will have to manage its own affairs. It will not have to depend on the support of the president and all these external affairs. Yeah. And again, on this issue of Pastor Mackenzie, one thing we have to identify is that we live in a third world country.
Yes.
And when you talk about security apparatus and these other things, there are issues of shortage of funds.
Yes.
And shortage of personnel.
Yes.
So this issue of Pastor Mackenzie having been detected beforehand, ingekuwa ngumu. Ingekuwa ngumu. But we have accepted that we are in a third world country. We are faced with this issue of shortage of personnel, shortage of funds, and lack of specialized training and sufficient training and skills.
Yes.
So they cannot be everywhere every time, and they cannot do everything all the time. But what the government needs to realize with this thing is that if you read Robert Greene, you'll realize that people always want something to believe in.
Yes.
The same way people believed in the bottoms-up economics, it's the same way people believed in this Pastor Mackenzie and Ezekiel shenanigans. And so in a country where we lack coherent social values, let's say, when you talk about America, there's the American dream, where someone can go to America and they can work hard and they can prosper from their work. But when you come to Kenya, there's no Kenyan dream. These people want something to believe in. Ruto gave people something to believe in when he talked about bottom up. He gave people something to believe in, which they cannot believe in anymore. And when you talk about religion and everything, going into history, the way Africa was colonized, religion played a very key role, a central role in colonization of Africa.
Yes.
So unless the government gives us something to believe in, or fosters an environment where we can have something to believe in, a Kenyan dream, people will still keep on believing in these fake pastors and the promise of paradise.
I agree.
Yeah, so on this issue of cults and everything, I think it boils down to legislation and how the parliament and how the government will regulate the religious institution.
But what bothers me, my friend, is that if you go to your village right now,
yeah,
there's a chief.
Yeah, there's a chief.
There's a certain chief.
Yes.
And then that this village something, they have a name there.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can how could this thing of this magnitude happen without the government? Because you are suggesting that the government can run away with this because they are overwhelmed, you know. For me, I think these guys were just lethargic. They didn't just want to act, and it's normal for African people just sit on their work. People do nothing. People report. A chief reports to the office and atafuta watu wa changa, because if you ask them what wa changa, they know all of them. Is it possible that these guys? Is it possible that some of these guys were compromising them? I don't know. I could be wrong also.
I actually agree with you on that point, because when you talk about Pastor Mackenzie and you Google and you look around, you'll find that issues had been raised about Pastor Mackenzie long before this thing actually came to light.
Yes.
I think it boils down to the incompetence of the people we have in these positions.
Yes.
And before we mention the incompetence, we have to look into this issue of also funding. Does the government fund them properly? Do they have a mechanism to move around? Do they have actual power to effect these arrests? Because Aisha Jumu actually raised this issue of Pastor Mackenzie, and he wanted to storm his residences with a few supporters there sometime in the back, sometime back there, but she did not do that. So when these things come to light, we have to question the government institutions and how safe we are as Kenyans, because this thing actually shows that we are not actually safe as a country, and anything can go in this country.
Exactly. Okay.
Nashukuru sana.
Thank you so much. Hello.
Hello, Lee. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Long time.
I'm fine. I'm Peter from Sierra.
Yes, I share.
Yeah, the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
I think Uhuru Kenyatta is not serious with this part.
Yes.
Yes, if he was serious,
yes,
I think the likes of Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega, he should remove them from that party and send them to UDA.
I agree.
And the issue of Shakahola, I think they are detaining Mackenzie for no reason. Yeah. Mackenzie and Ezekiel hawana makosa. That's my answer.
Thank you for being short also, and welcome next time.
Next time.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Rogers and I'm calling from Minneapolis.
Okay, Rogers, go ahead.
Now I have two issues. Let's start with the issue of Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
I think he's trying to chaperone those people so that they don't define completely as within the party.
Yes.
Like taking over the party completely. But he's just trying to take them within. He knows that they will be voting with Kenya Kwanza, but at least they have not run away with their party completely.
Yes.
that would be like a coup, like they have been, like he's being thrown away partyless.
Yes.
And now that's why he was trying to put his ducks in a row. As the issues of Pastor Mackenzie and Ezekiel.
Yes.
I think the security system is compromised.
Yes.
You know some things, like for example, we have some people in senior government, current positive government,
yes.
and even the previous governments that have been involved, even like one maybe murder somewhere or something.
Yes.
But they're still working free. So sometimes these people get compromised because they don't see like, is it a matter of national? Like for example, there are some terror suspects who are said to have escaped from prison.
Yes.
But if you ask people who have gone there, because I saw in an interview, say it is impossible to do that.
Mm.
So this thing has been going on because even the system, you see, they have been taken to court, but they have been released several times.
Mm.
And remember the last 3 years, 3 or so years, most intelligence systems and everything were more concerned with the political side.
Exactly. I think that's the problem. Side. Yeah.
So as they are concerned more about the politics more than those other things, so they need to skip through.
Mm.
But otherwise, they have known this thing. It's at the lower level they have known. Yes. But there's somebody who was compromised somewhere.
Yes, I agree.
They are long even in the system. Going back to Uhuru, I think that party should just let that party go, because instead of going to protect John, who is not elected, and he's running away, he's going to people who are not elected, and the elected people who are there are trying to stop. And it will be very difficult somebody to say that they will remove Sabina Chege or Kanini Kega. They were frustrated with court for so many years. You remember the case of Aisha Juma?
Yeah.
You remember the case of Aida? She was already in UD already, but they tried to remove her severally.
It was not possible.
At that time, she was going to opposition.
Yes.
Okay, have a good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello.
Lee, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, my name is Hillary MP Rongo 2027.
Hillary, how are you?
With the Roots Party.
Wajakoya the fifth.
I bet Wajakoya is telling me that he has never sniffed that bag.
Yes.
But anyway, tuachane na hiyo.
Okay, go ahead.
So about, I'm just commenting briefly about Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
I think Uhuru is a very liberal person.
Yes.
And he just wants our country to be less polarized.
Yes.
And that's why even when the DP was campaigning, he just left him campaign.
But as a leader, you take charge.
No, as a leader who is liberal,
mm-hmm.
you let everyone to practice everything that are within their democracy.
Okay.
Okay, and that's why I say that Uhuru is a very liberal leader.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, to this point, I think it was too much push to the wall. He wanted I think he believed that since everyone can be liberal, everyone can take the responsibility of the democracy they enjoy, and someone may not push them to the wall a lot.
Mm.
But Uhuru Kenyatta coming to secure his Jubilee party, I think alikuwa amepushiwa sana, because we know Uhuru Kenyatta is always the soft guy.
Yeah.
Even in Azimio, Uhuru Kenyatta is always the soft guy. So ukiona Uhuru Kenyatta amejitokezea ana defend party yake, that one means ilikuwa imefika to the dead end.
Mm.
And I think we should expect Uhuru Kenyatta. I don't think we should expect much. Uhuru Kenyatta will just be soft.
Mm.
And I think we'll be feeling and seeing his hands or his actions from another side, maybe from Raila or his allies.
Mm.
Yeah. So commenting briefly about Pastor Mackenzie and Pastor Ezekiel, I think it it is not just what we see. I don't think a normal Raia can own an 8-acre land in Malindi, erect a billion property.
Yes.
And have people coming all the way. What when I talk about it is dead. What when I talk about
then you want to convince Kenyans?
Then you want to convince Kenyans is a normal citizen?
No way.
It's not. Someone who can fill the entire JKIA, Kitu hata roots, my party leader.
A very popular leader. Very popular, but cannot.
Let me tell you. I got to think about it. I remember the popular say religion is the opium of the mass. And I also remember that in the contemporary society, religion has been used especially by people who are in power. And specifically, just to mention one of them is religion, and most of our churches have been used for money laundering.
Exactly.
And not just that, there are many other businesses that are going beyond. And I'm not afraid to say that it's not by coincidence that we saw Pastor Ezekiel being invited to become a guest in several government functions, especially the prayer breakfast. It's not by coincidence. I have my local pastor, Pastor Orienje, who would have been invited.
Yes.
Okay. Why not Pastor Orienje? They're inviting Pastor Ezekiel. So I'm trying to say that it is not what we see in the shallow part.
Yes.
There's something deeper to it. I don't think it is easy
to
rise to that level. And that's why I'm 100% convinced. When Raila said, okay, as much as we know that DP Gachagua is a truthful man, we also know Raila Odinga is a truthful man. I don't think Raila Odinga has ever lied. The only lie that he was going to win, like Nyako win.
Yeah. Sasa, thank you.
Raila, what?
Thank you. Your time is up already. We will talk and talk and talk. By the way, text me. Text me. We can talk maneno ya rongo tomorrow.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate it.
Welcome. Hey, Bernard. Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. Name and where you are calling from.
Yes, my name is Bernard Wandie. I'm calling from Northern Virginia, near Washington, D.C.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and I want to weigh in on the issue of Uhuru and Jubilee. And Lee, I listen to you a lot.
Yes.
And sometimes, I think you contradict yourself.
Yes.
Because the issue of Raila Odinga in central Kenya.
Yes.
And the issue of the rigging of the elections.
Yes.
It comes down to one thing and one thing only.
Yes.
Did Kikuyus support Raila?
Yes.
And if they did, then Raila won.
Yes.
And the issue of the server, I think to me the biggest issue with this server, it will reveal that actually Kikuyus stood with Raila. Sometimes I hear you saying, Raila got 6.9 and Ruto got 7.1, so Ruto won only by 200. I think you should never ever comment about the results because I don't think there's any Kenyan who trusts those results.
Yeah, that's why I insist.
Even the UDA guys, I don't even think they trust those results. To me, I'd like to bring you to an election that took place in Kiambaa.
Yes,
it was a by-election where it was Koinange.
Yes.
Koinange passed on. There was a election there, and I believe a relative of Gachagua was the candidature. And Lee, I'm from Central Kenya. My mother is born and raised in that constituency, Kiambaa.
Yes.
My father is from Kiambu, where Uhuru comes from.
Yes.
And I grew up in a family that adores the Kenyattas a lot.
Yes.
So in that by-election, if you recall, I spent so much time trying to figure out what was going on.
Yes.
And there were stories of people going around with money bags and I have people on the ground. So I spent so much time just to interview people, what's happening.
Yes.
And to me, I think $4 million was spent in that by-election. And UDA won, and Uhuru stepped back. Uhuru never interfered with Kemba.
Yes.
And UDA won by exactly 50%.
Yes.
With $4 million spent.
Yes.
So me, you cannot convince me that UDA would later sweep Central.
Yeah.
I find that very hard to believe. So the issue of Jubilee, I believe Uhuru did the worst thing ever to Ruto.
Yes.
He forced Ruto to go and build a party real quickly and appoint a reckless candidate as a VP so as to try and capture the presidency. So he captured the presidency on very shaky grounds. And that's why you see Uhuru now going back to Jubilee. Because he knows what he's done to Ruto. You are standing on very shaky, you have no foundation. And I did this to you. So anyway, that's my commentary, and I think down the road, hopefully, we'll get the server opened. And for me, I'm very interested to know exactly what happened. If Raila won, it's good. If he didn't win, at least we'll know the truth. About Pastor Mackenzie, I just don't know much about that stuff. Thank you.
Welcome. But before you go, Bernard.
Yeah.
On the issue of the mountain, let's just agree that Raila got votes there.
Yes. And actually the question is how many votes he got. And I remember on election day going online, and I remember reading an article that said shock as Raila gets 4 votes in Ishaweri. There's a near Uhuru's home in Gatundu.
Yes.
Raila got I think 4 votes. People were shocked. So to me, I think IEBC went so far as making sure they rigged even Uhuru's constituency so as to come up with this narrative that Kikuyus hate Uhuru. And you know, my dad still lives in Kenya. He still lives in Kiambu. I mean, my dad is he moved from the United States. He has a home here. He has a home in Kenya. He lives there, and I talk to him a lot. And my dad is far more liberal than I am. Personally, I'm very conservative. I'm very pro-Uhuru. My dad is much less so. I asked my dad, how do you feel about Uhuru?
Yes.
And well, my dad may have issues with Uhuru. Nobody hates that guy. Even my brothers who run bars in Kiambu, I met to come across with someone who actually hates Uhuru for something. Nobody hates him. So, to me, somebody somewhere, and I believe this IBC was penetrated to try and paint this, to come up with this narrative that somehow Kikuyus were fed up with Uhuru and they're going to bring in Ruto, and Raila got, I think, 4 votes in Ishaweri, which I completely do not accept and I do not believe. I believe this people went far ahead, bribed the living daylights out of those people who are counting those votes to take votes away from Raila. And the truth will come out. And I believe Central stood with Uhuru and Central stood with Raila. And that's why you see Uhuru himself on the streets.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi, Lee.
Yes, how are you?
It's Francis here.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, Lee.
Yes, hi.
Let me just turn. I was going to turn one volume down.
Okay.
Hi, Lee. I can't agree any further with the previous caller.
Bernard, yes.
It's almost like I heard myself speak. First of all, before I forget, remember in the past I told you that Baba got at least 1.8 million votes from Central Province.
Yes.
And the survey is going to prove that.
Yes.
And I just want to clear this. For William Ruto to appear, to make himself appear,
yes,
to succeed, he had to pick up propaganda, false propaganda that Kikuyus hate Raila Odinga.
Yes.
And this is someone who in the previous year had been referred to as Jamba, which is a lion. Someone who had said Kibaki Tosha. This is someone who has fought for Mau Mau veterans.
Yes.
That they get armed, and you can always see the only person who identifies with Mau Mau women is Raila Odinga.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody goes to visit Mau Mau women. People like William Ruto don't know the history of Kenya. They have nothing to say. They cannot quote anything. What have they ever stood for or fought for? Nothing. I want to come back to Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
Uhuru Kenyatta is not a soft leader. Uhuru Kenyatta can be very assertive. And the people who are saying Uhuru Kenyatta is a soft leader and weak, that is not true.
Mm-hmm.
Uhuru Kenyatta did a tremendous job in the Republic of Central African Republic.
Yes.
He did a tremendous job there. So you cannot call Uhuru Kenyatta a soft leader. And Uhuru Kenyatta coming out just a couple of days ago to Jubilee Party headquarters doesn't mean that Uhuru Kenyatta has been pushed to come out.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone who doesn't like drama. He came out yesterday and he was obviously very angry, and he sent the police away. He said, "We don't want you here. We don't need you here." And you noticed that and said the police really behaved themselves well. They saluted him, a president, and walked away. And I commend them for that. But we must also see that this must be a strategy by Uhuru Kenyatta, because he came out and David Murabe also came out.
Mm-hmm.
These are people taking backseat to look at what is happening. It's not just saying William Ruto wrecked the country and then, say, I'm now going to start fighting because I'm the former president. Jubilee is doing this and that. No. He's taken his time, he's weighed, and he's come out at a very decisive time to reclaim Jubilee Party. And it is true from what Sabina Chege is saying, Jubilee is not a party that goes out to fight in the streets, no. But Uhuru has demonstrated one thing. You don't really have to show your anger openly for people to come and support you. He was very civil when he came out and say, this is our party. If you don't like it, leave and go. So I commend Uhuru Kenyatta. He did really well for Raila Odinga. He campaigned for him in very, very difficult circumstances. To go to say that I'm disagreeing with my vice president and I want you to elect this mzee. This is what he said in Nakuru, Naivasha. Mupige huyu mzee kura jameni. That is what Uhuru Kenyatta said. And people came out in Central Province. This idea that Central Province hates Uhuru Kenyatta, it's not true. They love Uhuru Kenyatta. You can see with the reaction when the farm was attacked the other day. A lot of Kikuyus are not happy.
Yeah.
But we must agree at the moment that Kenyans are living in fear.
Mm-hmm.
Kenyans are everywhere. And you can see what I'm just coming to the point in Malindi with these people. There's a lot of insecurity. People can do as they please. That's why people can go and be buried in the middle of a forest.
And nothing happens.
Kenyans, they don't know what's going to happen to them, so they don't want to come out openly and challenge the government. But this is where they must come out and say, we are not going to be in fear anymore. We can stand up and rise up against this government. On the Pastor Ezekiel, I think we must be aware that that guy leads a church of over 1 million people, or maybe more. Yeah, million. So if those millions of people are giving him money and he decides to build a 5 billion house, that is his problem. It's the problem of the people who call themselves Christians who are parting with their money. So long as he's not generating his income from drugs and money laundering, I have no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
How much do these politicians loot from the government? Can they come out and say, okay, I got this money clean? This Pastor Ezekiel, I don't know him very well, but it appears to me that those people who flooded Kasarani Stadium, if they gave him a 5 bob each, I mean, the guy's going to end up with 5 billion. What's the problem with that? Is he money laundering? He's not. So the government must stop to hoodwink Kenyans by attacking this person and say he's involved in that matter. There's a lot of insecurity in Kenya. The current government has no clue how to lead. Finally,
mm-hmm. Finish up. Mm-hmm.
My advice to Baba is, I know he fell out with Jimmy Wanjiku.
Yes.
Jimmy Wanjigi is one of the brightest economic minds in Kenya.
I watched his interview yesterday, but wow.
Yes, it's awesome. And I've always followed, I always say, even if it was a disagreement in ODM, and you've said as well, but Baba surrounded himself with old style politicians who don't bring a change. You
Yes.
said the DJ is the same. There's
Yes.
no change.
Yes.
So Baba needs to bring new people. Even if there's a disagreement with Jimmy Wanjigi, he wants to get Jimmy Wanjigi into his corner before UDA grabs him, because this guy has bright ideas for Kenya. He's one person who understands the economy of Kenya inside out. David Lee has failed. He has failed miserably with his credential of World Bank and so on. He has failed. Baba has to get in touch with David Lee, not David Lee, but Jimmy Wanjigi, if the economy of Kenya has to come back to normal. Otherwise, the country is going through a very, very big collapse. So I must not take any more time. I think I support Uhuru Kenyatta's move. I think there's something cooking big that is coming. We don't know yet, but it's going to happen. But
thank you.
Just to sorry, Lee, I just want to say Baba has to get Jimmy Wanjigi in his corner before it's too late for him.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much, guys. We are at 51 minutes, 9 more minutes to go. Guys, I'm glad you guys are calling and we are enjoying. This guy has been calling me. White Buye is one of the few guys who started supporting the channel very. Hey.
How's it going?
Yeah, I'm okay. Your name and where you're calling from?
The name is White. We're from Colorado.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and I'd like to comment about the Kenyatta issue.
Yes.
You know, Kenyatta is very charismatic.
Yes.
And Kenyatta knows how to mobilize people. And is very likable. So, and when he stormed the Jubilee offices, I think that kind of proved it. It's like him is a people's person. So I don't see. I think that was a very good stand, and you know, a very good PR stand for Azimio going forward. And on the issue of Ezekiel, I think I can go spiritual, and it's kind of far-fetched though. But you know, historically, when you look at when governments take power, or when governments start running, you know, are in power, I'd look at it from an angle of human sacrifices. I think there's something that the UDA government kind of did, or maybe I mean, to me, that when I go spiritual, I'd say those are just sacrifices that the UDA government had to give or had to sacrifice to remain in power. Because you'll notice those days of when Kenyatta became a president, such things used to happen. When Moi became entrenching himself, such things used to happen. You know, like weird accidents, a lot of people dying in one single accident. Now these many people dying, 100 people dying. You know, that's a lot of people.
A lot.
For any government.
A lot. That's a
lot. So there's something going on. Maybe these guys, you know, the way this government has been going through these prayer things, they're not even prayers. Maybe they're just doing rituals and stuff. And then one of these preachers was like, well, we need 100 souls. And let's go with that. Me, it might appear far-fetched, but that's how I look at it.
Thank you so much.
100. All right. Thank you very much for the call.
Welcome. Hello. Yes, how are you?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Name and where you're calling from?
This is Wilson calling from Nairobi.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, something I would like to say about the Jubilee Party and the way the former president, stormed there.
Yes.
One thing that we must learn about parties here in Kenya is that parties have been like, let me use the word, they've been like matatus.
Yes.
You bought them for a specific journey. Once you're done with the journey, you get out of it. It moves on to the next.
Yes.
So, and knowing Uhuru very well, Uhuru is one man, even if you recall during the time when Jubilee was in the reins,
yes,
he really had a lot of, he did not even have time even to hold his NEC meetings. In fact, that is one thing that problem that grappled with Jubilee for a very long time.
Yeah.
Yes, this issue coming up at this time, and it's calling now upon Uhuru to put his party in order. Is I think is in strange to me. I think is something that is very strange to him, and he just realized that it is high time he steps up and put everything. Otherwise, if he doesn't come out, he will lose it, just like elections were lost.
I agree.
Maybe let me say something about these pastors. You realize that these days there's been a lot of calls from even the State House for people to pray and fast. For once a government is asking people to fast. I've never heard of it in my entire life.
No, yeah.
You see, and then fasting, and then now you hear people are dying from fasting. There is some sort of connection. In as much as we may crucify this gentleman called Mackenzie, probably there is some sort of an attachment to the government that is right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So it is something that needs a serious investigation. And this guy, the pastor Ezekiel, probably is maybe just a collateral damage of some sort. But let's see. Let's wait for the investigations and see what they come out with, because they say that there were deaths and they were reported. They were taken to the mortuary, probably buried without reporting to the police. So that is one thing maybe the guy might have to face in court. But anyway, let's wait on that.
Okay.
But literally speaking, we are in a bad times. Times when even our ethics, the way we know it, things have been turned upside down.
Exactly.
So let's just wait. Let's just wait and hope for the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay. Guys, we have 2 more minutes to close the show. Two more minutes to close the show.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, sir, how are you?
I'm good. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Gordon. I'm calling from New Jersey, USA.
Okay, go ahead on the two topics.
So, yes. One. Okay, I'm sorry, I was not following up with what was happening here. The first topic is?
The first topic is Uhuru storming Jubilee Party headquarters, and your thoughts on the Mackenzie and Ezekiel saga.
Okay. I was away for some time, but let me just say briefly what I know. What I know is that the Mackenzie saga, that's state, either those people did not die there, those people were killed, and then somebody went and buried them there, or there's just some kind of magic business. Those somebody want that property, or just a special cultist stake, but the government's aware of that, the security sector, the investigative agencies. Somebody said that let's wait for investigation. I don't know which country we live in. The country that declared the uncle father's investigation to be suicide, investigation that cannot unravel what killed Chris Musato.
You're not going to get anything, even anything substantial out of that. Now, about Uhuru Kenyatta storming the Jubilee Party, I think Uhuru Kenyatta sat down and the heat was becoming too much. He can't take it any longer. There were some people trying to keep it lane. And they just keep on poking your nose until you feels that, okay, now I have to go this route. Remember, these people came with a policeman, and the policeman was sent from some quarters. There was some directive from the court. Those ones were not obeyed and everything else. My conclusion, we are living in a very, very interesting time. The investors running away, the appointments are going towards one ethnic group.
Yes.
The rule of the law is not being respected. The CS were appointed and the court said otherwise they are still functioning. The corruption has become norm of the day. There are no jobs. The shilling keep on falling against the dollar. They're just too much. I don't know. I don't know where to pin the hope from. I mean, to pick up the hope from. I don't know who to blame. I don't know where the country is going to. My take, very good, interesting times going ahead. But I don't think it's going to get any better. It's just but the beginning. So tighten up, folks. Bear with open with you. Are you together in this till the end of the world? Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Thanks so much, Gordon. Now I want to pick 2 calls maximum. No caller. So guys, that's the topic for today, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let's call it a day. It's been 1 hour. I'm a bit unwell, so some of you might have noted that I'm a bit tired. So thank you guys, and as usual, you can always send your support to the channel. I'm not picking any call now because it's late. So thank you guys, and we hope to proceed with these live shows each and every now. I'm so glad, Bernard, thank you so much for the contribution. You brought some issues which most people are seeing here are agreeing to them. Thank you guys, and may you guys all have a good day. Bye-bye.